3 tips for networking as an introvert.
Maybe I shouldn't. I met her in Philly and her name was Brian. See, we been making.
What is an introvert? I'm just going to put a WebMD definition of it right here for you. A little backstory about me. I am a shy introvert, but I knew in order to grow, I needed to step out of my comfort zone. I needed to make connections with people outside of my little bubble that I enjoy. And I remember my first networking thing that I went to on my own was in town. I said, hey, I don't know how I got the decision, but I was like, I need to get out here and network and meet people. And I want to build my speaking skills of talking to people in real life. So I went to a networker event in my community, and it went well for me. And I just want to share some tools with you all, 3 tips that I use and still use to this day when networking, especially if you are a person that is introvert or if you are a shy person. And I will be looking on my phone because I wrote it down here in detail. Number 1, practice with other people. Practice with people that you are comfortable with. Practice with a mentor. I remember I practiced with my cousin and my brother. 3 things that I practice with them is introducing myself, how I would introduce myself to others. And a helpful tip for introducing yourself, always talk about the results when you introduce yourself. What I say is I help you have more time for fun, family, and yourself as a Black woman in business by doing behind the scenes tasks for you and project management as a virtual executive assistant. So start off with the result, whether it's like, I style your hair for any event. I teach transracial families how to do Black people's hair, stuff like that. Always start with the result instead of what you do. I also practice with my brother on how to join into a conversation. If you see a group or eavesdrop into a conversation, I practice that with him. And also practice having a conversation. A tip that my brother gave me and that I also read in a book and continue to use to this day is a lot of people like talking about themselves. You don't have to talk much when having a conversation with somebody. All you have to do is remember the last 3 words that they said and repeat it back to them. For example, hi, if a person were to say, I'm an engineer, I like to help people build buildings. You can say, you like to build buildings? And they'll say, yeah, I like to build buildings, in the community or urban areas. And you say, urban areas? What urban areas? So you just keep going. And if you are an introvert, I'm assuming that you like to listen to people. I'm a person that doesn't like small talk. Listen clearly so that I'm listening and hearing and taking in what people are saying to me. Also remember that most people just love to talk about themselves. So don't get caught up in what do I talk about. When people start talking about themselves, listen to them and you'll notice probably only said 2 words. Number 2, writing down topics and a list of questions that you can ask people so you don't get stuck in, dang, what do I discuss now? What am I supposed to talk about? All right, where you get that awkward silence, I don't know what to say, but you don't want to force conversation. Write down a list of topics that you would love to have conversations with people about and a list of questions that you can ask people when you don't know what to say or if you have a brain fart or something. And here are some questions to start with when you go to your networking events. Number 1, what brings you here? Number 2, what do you like outside of business? Number 3, how can I connect with you after this event? Which it could be social media, LinkedIn, an email, something so you can stay in contact with them, and this will help to start building your network, which in return increases your income. Number 4, you can ask for some advice that you have been wanting on specific things, and people at these networking events, they might have the right tips, tricks, or tools, or point you in the right direction of what to get the answer that you are searching for. Number 5, would you introduce me to anyone you think that I should meet? I like these questions because they're not the typical business questions. You're actually trying to get to know that person on a personal level. Yes, you're there to promote your business or personal brand, whatever the reason that you showed up and went there. But also remember that these are people. 9 times out of 10, they're always talking about business. You can always talk about business, but definitely just work on building a relationship with the person first. 3, do what allows you to show up as your best self. Whether that be the type of clothes you're wearing, meditating before this, what you eat, if it's having your hair done, having stretched balls, whatever it is that helps you show up as your best self, do that. And for example, if you're a morning person and you know, like after 9 you're done, you're not trying to do anything, pay attention to the time of these networking events. And if it is a networking event outside of your comfortable hours of where you can show up as your best self, make sure that you're preparing and doing things so that you can. But I definitely look at times of networking events to determine if I am going to go. I'm a morning person, but anything like after 6 or 9, I know I am not present. So keep that in mind. Number 4, which is the most important of them all, show up unapologetically. Show up as yourself. Be yourself. Being an introvert is definitely a superpower. I believe is a superpower, and you should too. But definitely be yourself. You're in the room for your reason. You're meant to be there. And it's not always going to be perfect, but guess what you did today that many didn't do? Showed up, talked to people. You probably know at least one person now that you can add to your network. And that one person may know 20 other people that they could connect you with. So just be yourself. Show up as yourself and know that showing up as yourself is enough. That is my 3 tips with an extra bonus of the most important one, be yourself. Alright, thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any other tips that you use as an introvert when networking that I didn't mention. Comment them below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. This helps to get my content out to other people that need it, and also helps my channel grow. Thank you for watching. Bye.